Hello everyone, welcome to our operation management presentation. We are Group 2 and we are going to analyze the case of Frito-Lay. My name is Pramudito Harjowidodo.
My name is Andi Adrian Adiputra.
My name is Muhammad Zadar Ilman.
My name is Raihan Kusuma.
My name is Hyunjun Kim.
Okay, next. So this is the case that we are going to analyze. This is Frito-Lay, which is a multi-billion-dollar snack food giant. And we're going to focus on the three questions, the discussion question. Next. So the three questions are, this is the first question. The first question is, what are the sources of pressure on firms such as Frito-Lay to reduce their environmental footprint? Next.
So this is the number of the question one. The first source of pressure on firms is regulations. So regulation is an obligation that must be carried out by the company. I'll take the example of two countries, which are Indonesia and United States. So there are two environmental sustainability regulation in Indonesia. So the first one is regarding corporate social responsibility. It is stated on Chapter 5, Article 74, Law Number 40, year 2007, regarding limited liability companies atau Undang-Undang Perseroan Terbatas. In these regulations, states that companies that carry out their business activities in the fields and or related to natural resources are obliged to carry out social and environmental responsibility. And the second one is regulation that concern on environmental sustainability, which is stated on Article 21 of Law Number 5 year 1984 regarding industry atau Undang-Undang Perindustrian. And also, since it is regulation which is obliged to all companies, so if the company violates, they will get criminal sanctions ranging from a fine of 1 million rupiah to 5 years imprisonment as stated in Chapter 10, criminal provisions starting from Articles 24 to 28 of the same law or Undang-Undang Perindustrian. And also, the second regulation is stated in the United States. So actually, there are lots of environmental sustainability laws in the United States, include Clean Water Act, Clean Air Act, and related statutes, Endangered Species Act, Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act, and the last one is the Laxi Act. And also, the United States, which consists of many countries, also has advocated the environmental issues in the United States General Assembly on 23rd until 27 May 2016. And also there are 17 sustainable development goals by year 2030 implemented to create sustainable development. Next.
Next one is resources. So the general contention is that today the world is entering an intensive period of resources stress due to a number of factors. Globally, more resources will be needed by 2040 unless there is a radical deviation from the business as usual trajectory. So one of the example of resources is food. Demand for food is set to rise for staple crops. It will grow by 1 until 1.5% per year to 2040. Between now and 2020, demand for cereal will increase by around 50% and for oilseeds and sugar by 25%, according to the latest United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization projection. By 2030, crop demand is expected to reach 2.7 billion tons, compared to an average of 1.9 billion tons in the 1990s. Okay, we can see from this graph. So the demand for food will increase in 2050, while the natural resource will be limited. So the company must produce product very efficiently and effectively.
So this is the last source of pressure on firms to reduce their environmental footprint. This is probably the most impactful source of pressure, which is their impact to sales. Uh, Erin Hinton, which is a senior sustainability consultant at Shift Advantage, stated that companies are realizing the benefits of sustainable practices across the board. So actually, a 2014 Nielsen study found that 55% of global consumers are passionate about the planet and its people, that they're willing to pay more for products and services provided by sustainable companies. So the propensity to buy socially responsible brands is strongest in Asia Pacific, which is 64%, Latin America, which is 63%, and Middle East slash Africa, which is 63%. And the Nielsen study also compared sales results on sustainable versus conventional products. Year over year, it found a sales increase of 2% for products with sustainability claims on the packaging and a lift of 5% for products that promoted sustainability actions through marketing campaigns. In comparison, brands without sustainability claims or marketing had a sales rise of only 1%. Next. So this is one of the proof that reducing their environmental footprint is actually good for their sales. So in French, for example, the organic FMCG, which is fast-moving consumer goods, sells more than the non-organic FMCG. As you can see, keep in mind this is not the total sales, but the growth in sales. So actually, you can see that in 2016, organic FMCG sales actually doubled since the previous year, and the non-organic FMCG, which is represented as the total FMCG, actually only doubled by 0.2%. Next.
Okay, so this is the second questions from the case. So we have to identify the specific techniques that Frito-Lay is using to become a green manufacturer. Next, please. So as we analyze, there are six techniques that Frito-Lay used to be a green manufacturer. So the first one is using low solar power to generate electricity. And the second one is recycling water and extracting water from potatoes. And the third one is using biodegradable packaging and reducing waste. And then there's selling byproducts such as starch and as animal feed. And then the maximum utilization of skylight. And the last one is using biomass burner to burn agricultural waste to produce renewable fuel. Next.
Question 3. This is the last discussion question. Question 3 is select another company and compare its green policies to those of Frito-Lay. Next.
Okay, so here we can see another company is Nestle's green policy, and Nestle's green policy, there are 9 green policies in Nestle's. First, it's about research and development. So sustainability by design programs systematically assess and optimize the environmental performance across the entire value chain at the earliest stage in the development of new renovated products. 2. Sourcing of raw materials. So Nestle's company source it's a raw materials either directly from farmers or primary processor of traders. 3. Manufacturing. Building on the ISO certification of Nestle's factories, Nestle's aim to do more with less by eliminating all types of waste. 4. Packaging. In order to Nestle to achieve the green policies, Nestle's package is optimize the weight and volume, lead to development and use materials from sustainability managed renewable resource, support initiatives to recycle or recover energy from used packaging, and use recycled materials. Next. 5 is about distribution, so Nestle optimize distribution networks and more planning, explore opportunities to improve transportation, expand driver training, and support the development and use of safe and efficient natural refrigerant solutions. 6 about its marketing and consumer communication. So Nestle integrate environmental sustainability into their products, help consumers to make informed choices, leverage relevant context point to inform about environmental improvements, and support and shape the development of environmental communication best practices and standards. 7 is about their corporate communication. So Nestle's corporate communication strategy involves media relation and engagement with non-governmental organizations. Last is about regulation. So Nestle carefully monitor and evaluate and communicate regulatory developments so that they are reflected in their strategies. Next.
One another company is Unilever's. They are carrying out green policies through vision sourcing and other manufacturing process. Their vision for green policy is to grow their business while decoupling their environmental footprint from their growth and increasing their positive social impact. So to start with sourcing, they engage with their suppliers to reduce environmental impact by responsible sourcing policy that set rules to minimize the possible polluting factors in the process of sourcing. So if the source of the product is not following up with the responsible sourcing policy, it is hard to accept the source for the product. So the sourcing engaged with farmers through the Sustainable Agriculture Code 2017. This code emphasizes rigorous standards designed to spur on improvements in the supply chain, including legal compliance, no deforestation, soil and water management, polluting, and biodiversity. To the next, we have manufacturing, developing environmental management systems and processes to improve environmental performance during manufacturing. The environmental management system provides a framework for continual improvement at manufacturing and office sites. For example, renewable electricity is generated at 35 of Unilever's manufacturing sites, mostly from solar and hydropower across 13 countries these days. Next. To the second, there's logistics and marketing, sales, and consumers' use of products. So for the logistics, they focus on continually increasing fleet efficiency and reducing emissions from the distribution of products. And by the end of 2019, the company had cut the logistics CO2 emission from road, rail, and warehouse storage per tons of products sold by 41% since 2010. On marketing, sales, and consumers' use of products, including end of life, they use risk assessment to determine any adverse environmental effects arising from the use of disposal of the products. We think how they design the products using their design for recyclability guidelines. They provide relevant information and advice, for example, to consumers and customers on the environment impacts of the products. They work with government to create an environment that enables the creation of circular economy, including the necessary infrastructure to collect and recycle materials.
So I think that's all of our presentation. So to conclude, from the case of Frito-Lay, so the first question is the sources of pressure. So there are three of them, which are regulations, resources, and then impact to sales. And also the second one is the specific techniques that Frito-Lay is using to become green manufacturers. There are six techniques that we have elaborated. And the third one is select another company. We have selected Nestle and Unilever's, and actually both of them have implemented the green policies as Frito-Lay implemented. So yeah, that's all from us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.